It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, somebody reached out to me yesterday and said, Ray, what do you think the temperature is of the dealers and resellers that are dealing with HP? And I thought to myself, that'll make a fantastic end of the day with Ray episode for Monday. But before I get started, I want to do a big shout out to my friends over at Forrester and Jay McBain, because the end of the day with Ray is recognized as one of the 100 best podcasts of 2021. I am super excited about that. Thank you so much, Forresters and Jay McBain. But ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, I saw this article. It was put out there by David Gibbons of RT Media, and it's talking about HP. And you know, here, let me ask all my friends a question. You're not just waiting until like the end of the month to get your magazine mailed to you, are you? I mean, are you going on the digital platforms and are you looking at content? Are you reading articles? Or are you just waiting for stuff to show up once a month or once a week? Because there's a whole world of information out there, ladies and gentlemen, a whole world of it. And the world's changing so rapidly, you can't wait a month. I mean, by the time you get the magazine, you might have been canceled by the OEM, or the OEM might have already sold. A lot of stuff going on, right? Anyway, David put out this article, and he was talking about seems to be a price increase going on over in China. One of the resellers in China has told him some information. So he put together this article. You could see in the article here, there's this is what they kind of sent all the resellers, I guess, in China. Not sure what that says. I don't read Chinese. I'm thinking it probably says something like you should have signed up for Amplify. I don't know if it says that or not. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, this talks about a 10 to 15% price increase across the globe. You know, this is a global increase is what they're saying in the article. So, you know, here's the deal. Here's what I think is going on. I think it's pretty simple. I think what HP figured out they do is let's raise the prices over there in Asia. And that'll scare the hell out of all the people in the U.S. and the Americas. That'll scare all the people in the EMEA. And then they'll start buying all kinds of stuff from us. We could sell them these big A3 machines that nobody really wants, but we'll make it sound like they better buy them now or the price is going to go up. They'll fill up all their warehouses. And then we could tell our shareholders we sold a whole bunch of equipment. Of course, it didn't go into the end users' offices. It'll just be sitting in a bunch of warehouses. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, all the OEMs are probably going to raise their prices. But what is the temperature of those HP dealers? I got to be honest with you. In my mind, I think it's getting pretty hot. And so, you know, if I put together this, it's a temperature chart. And I believe that, you know, when you signed up with HP in the very, very beginning, you were probably already, you know, you were probably already pretty hot with them, you know, past experiences. You know, does everybody remember the Mopier? That thing had such a stupid name, it was doomed for failure, kind of like the Etzel. I mean, the Mopier. You almost picture this MFP in the hallway with a big giant light in the middle of it or something. Anyway, it was a miserable disaster for HP and the resellers that participated in that program. HP's always been kind of known as kind of the bully OEM. I mean, that's what people say anyway. They're the bully OEM. You know, they came out with this Amplify contract. Well, we all remember that. Boy, when that happened, the temperature went up a little bit, didn't it? Let me color that in a little bit. Whew, people got hot. I'm getting emails all the time about that Amplify contract. Then, of course, the data thing. Whew. Pile that on top of that Amplify contract because it's kind of in the contract. Give us all your data kind of thing. Dealers got a little bit hotter. Now we're talking about price increases. Holy crap. Fill up your warehouses, put some pressure on you. Folks, I really believe that the temperature of the resellers and the dealers that are dealing with the overreaching OEMs, regardless if they're HP or anybody else, it's just going to blow right through the top of the capacity of the thermometer. They're going to get tired of it. As the dealers and the resellers start to move into other deliverables and broaden their scope of what they deliver to the end users, they're not going to be real happy with these crazy print OEMs that want to be crazy. You know, you think about giving away your data. You're giving away your data today based on what? Print? What do you think that data is going to be worth when the people you give it to can base that data on something outside of print? Do you ever think of that? Are you thinking of the future as much as your OEMs who are asking you for all this data are thinking of the future, their future with your customer? These are things you better be paying attention to. This isn't about data about printers. This is about data about customers, buying habits, personas. Do you think you can't even, most dealers don't even mind their own damn data. Seriously. They don't even look into eAutomate, the most widely used ERP system in the space. Do they really dig into that, dig into the data? Do they call up Wes McCarter and dig into the data, really look at their data and try to improve based on data? For the most part, sadly, no. But guess what? HP, they have data teams. They're a huge organization. They got data teams, folks. You're giving them data or access to data. You don't even know what they could do with it because you're not imagining it. But those data teams are imagining. I love looking at data. Every time I look at data, I can imagine so many things around the data. And that's what these OEMs that are insisting on all this data are going to be doing. So don't think about your data as just being data around print. Your data is your data around your customer and the future of what you deliver to that customer. And it could be outside of print, along with print. Don't be fooled by it. But I do believe the temperature is high to the answer to the question. The temperature is high, and the other OEMs should take advantage of it. The other OEMs should be talking to the dealers that are in these overreaching, data-driven agreements and try to help those dealers out. Because the dealers, if they just follow and do what their customers want and they follow and sell on customer centricities, guess what? They're going to make some major changes in the way they go to market just based on customer centricities, just based on where the end users really want to go. And you got an OEM out there that's been talking about this crazy nonsense around A3 to get everybody excited about taking them on. Oh, you got A3? Okay, y'all sign up with me. Folks, are they fooling you? What's the strategy? What are they doing with their data? What kind of data mining teams do they have? What kind of data mining teams do you have? Folks, the independent dealers have got to figure out how to mine their data. And they better figure it out really quick. And don't be so eager to give away data, especially in a data-driven world. Data is the most valuable thing in the world. There's people fighting over this data. Look at our friends at Facebook and all these social media platforms. There's wars going on in court systems, in the Congress, in the Senate, talking about data. And we got dealers just willing to give it away. Oh yeah, just take our data. Give us a lower price. Isn't that crazy? Give us a lower price, then you're going to get a price increase. You'll be back to where the normal price was, and in the meantime, you gave them all your data. I hope you people are paying attention to this, and I hope that you realize that your data is the most important thing you have. And I know I've talked about this a lot, almost to a point of beating it to death. But you know what? I'd rather beat a message to death in the dealer's minds than have an OEM beat the dealer to death. Just something to think about, my friends, because we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that will be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.